Hello, I am very behind on the Egghead Island arc. My plan was for this to be the first One Piece arc where I watch the anime as it goes. I actually watched the full anime in its entirety or the full arc in anime form, because I have been manga only for a long time, and this was going to be me doing the anime too. But then I got obsessed with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, then I got obsessed with Attack on Titan, and here I am, 21 episodes behind. I only watched 2 episodes. So I'm going to take the next couple of days to just binge it and catch up. And I'm just going to hang out with y'all while I do it, check in after especially great episodes, hang out, talk about the experience. This is very different from what I typically do, what kind of videos I typically make. So if this isn't your thing, no worries. But if this is your thing, just go in knowing that I do talk about the manga week to week. I do make chapter review videos week to week. So if you are anime only, I'll keep this video completely anime based. I won't talk about the manga at all, but I would not recommend subscribing to my channel because you might be spoiled because I do talk about current chapters. But this video is safe, so enjoy if you feel like it. So I have rewatched the first 2 episodes and I've continued on. We are now on Egghead. I'm on chapter 1089. So still at the beginning. I'm at episode 1089. We've just entered Egghead, and it is so fun to see the way the anime has depicted Egghead, because I'm currently rereading the arc in the manga as well. And it looks so cool, but in the anime, it's so vibrant and colorful, and everything is given so much time for us to look around and really just take it all in. And it almost seems kid-like. It almost seems like if we went inside Luffy's head of, hey, what's a cool futuristic island, he would also have dragons and robots fighting each other and free food. That's not super free, but you know, it seems free in the moment, at least. Fun fights, awesome laser beams, you know, like I feel like this is Luffy's imagination almost, with how colorful and vibrant it is, and I'm really enjoying exploring it from this perspective. Anyway, like I said, I'm just going to check in when I have something to say. After a big episode, when there's something to really hash out and discuss, I will. I won't check in after every episode, so I will see you, when I see you. Episode 1093 was so good. First of all, the episode before it was when Bonnie saw the Kuma robot, the pacifista, and it was hunting them down, chasing them because they were stealing food, which I mentioned in the last clip because I remembered it from the manga. But now we're here in the anime. It's happening. They did not pay for their food. They did not pay for their clothes. They thought this was a free island, which, honestly, the way Atlas talks about giving all these things to the world and improving the world, one might think that it could be free. I don't blame them too badly. Also, Luffy doesn't think, so I don't think this is on him. I think this blunder is on someone else. Anyway, the pacifista is now hunting them down because of this blunder. And we have Bonnie's reaction. So Bonnie's reaction to seeing... First of all, she already explained to them, my dad's been turned into a cyborg. His free will has been stripped of him. He didn't want this. This isn't his choice. And Vegapunk is responsible. And I'm here to hear him out and then kill him. and her reaction in the anime is just as good, of her not wanting Luffy to hit him, knowing this isn't him, this isn't my dad, this isn't the dad that I know, but it doesn't matter. I can't take this. I can't handle this. Her crying on the ground as her robot father, or the likeness of her father, is gearing up to kill her, but she can't do anything about it because this is her dad, or at least looks too much like him. And then Luffy jumping in to save her. Oh, it was so good. And then the next episode we had Blackbeard versus Law. I loved this animation so much. I'm really enjoying the new animation style that's being used on Egghead regardless, but it felt like the animation style changed during this fight. Like when Blackbeard was using his trimmer crush, it was like the art style changed and everything turned more muddy and less defined. All of the lines were softer, as if it felt like I could feel the impact of of Blackbeard's attack as the ground was lifting up and the camera was moving so rapidly as the people were holding on to the earth. I felt nauseous, as if I was being thrown back as well, as if I couldn't get a hold on things either. It's such a brilliant artistic touch to make everything so muddy and so quick and just feel uneasy alongside the ground being ripped up and the people being forced back. Oh, so good. Law's attack also looked amazing. Again, the colors in this arc are astounding, and it looked so smooth when Law sliced through him and you could see the ripples. And then Kuzan and crew going in to attack and get Pudding was so good. This silence, it was the silence, because Blackbeard and Law's fight was loud. You know, Blackbeard, he's loud. And when they went in to get Pudding, how quiet Kuzan was when he attacked, how quiet the scream was when Branch saw what was left behind. All you heard was ice when Kuzan just took control and froze the Cracker brother. I liked Kuzan's attack as much as I enjoyed, if not more, than the Blackbeard Law fight, which was also amazing. I'm not saying one was not good. I'm saying they were both amazing, but I was just surprised at how good the depiction of Kuzan going in there and quietly just freezing everything over so that they can get Pudding and get out was. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. Oh, and another thing, Van Augur is a character that I don't think I've had strong feelings about. I find him useful, but otherwise, I don't know. I loved him in these episodes. I have such stronger feelings about him now because of, and the manga does depict his attitude, but just seeing an attitude in action sometimes just changes your perspective. So seeing him as Blackbeard is attacking and is surprised at how poorly it's going, and Van Augur says, this is what you get for rushing into things, not having a plan, but how he just hangs back and is so aloof in how he observes what's going on and quietly chastises, or like blandly chastises, Blackbeard. And then he warps up to Blackbeard and he's like, should we get you out of here, or are you ready to give up? And Blackbeard's like, no, we attack harder. And so it's just, and then he warps back out of there. And first of all, the trust that Blackbeard has with his crew and that the crew has with Blackbeard and his leadership, despite his leadership maybe not being the best, but also seeing their characters loud and in motion is just such a joy. In fact, speaking of which, the same with Luffy. And I've seen scenes in the anime. I've seen scenes in entire episodes in the anime before this. So this isn't new to me, but I'm just reminded at how much I love Luffy's voice actor or voice actress. She is Luffy. She has his voice. She has his personality. Like she adds to his character with the quick way that she speaks and with the noises that she makes. It's just, it's so good. His personality is depicted so well in the anime, and it just makes me smile to watch him and listen to him be a fool. Okay, going back to it. I just finished episode 1097, and this was, well, these last few episodes have been the flashback of Ohara learning that all the books were saved and are on Elbaf now, Robin's reaction to everything. I've been waiting for this because in regards to Egghead, there are certain scenes that stand out to me very strongly, and one kind of abstract scene that isn't super hype or that you would really expect that always stands out as one of the big moments for me is Robin's reaction to learning that Saul is still alive. So I've been looking forward to seeing this in the anime as well, and I'm so glad that they did such a close depiction to the panel that just kind of hangs out in my brain. I was definitely a wreck when I read it the first time, and watching it and anticipating it was a different experience, but it was it's still a great experience as well. I really like that the anime is able to just take its time. When I read that panel, I took my time with it. I just sat there with it and just kind of stared at it for a while and like cried for a long time. But a lot of scenes, a lot of character scenes, a lot of big moments, I am so excited or enjoying myself so much that I go through it so quickly. And something that the anime does really well is it has the allowance, the ability to just kind of take its time and breathe with scenes. And I've felt that with a lot of scenes that I've watched so far, especially the character scenes where the characters are able to react and scream or rejoice or act like fools, and they can just take their time bickering and showcasing their personalities. I love that. I love it so much. It's so fun to hang out with the characters this way as well. And in these episodes that I just finished, we also got so many funny Luffy scenes. In fact, the clip before, when I was talking about Luffy's voice actor, I'll probably be inserting clips from these episodes to illustrate that, because they were so perfect for that. But all this information that the characters are getting, that the viewers are getting, that these worlds are colliding and coming together, and all this history and information and plot lines connecting, it's all just coming together in this humorous but impactful way, and I'm just enjoying myself so much watching through it. This is a quicker check-in than the others, but I just wanted to pop in and say that I loved the Robin scenes and just the characters. I'm just enjoying the characters so much. But I am going to take a break, maybe get some hummus, and maybe come back today, maybe come back tomorrow. We'll see. First of all, this was sticking out the whole video yesterday. I hung out with you for hours. Nobody wanted to tell me. Oh, it's just gonna stay like that. Stop. Anyway, I watched more episodes last night, and I didn't feel like setting up the camera, so I'm talking to you about it today. So the Luffy Lucci verses, where they face off against each other, and they get a couple of hits in, and Luffy kind of knocks Lucci down. I loved the sequence where Luffy turns into Gear 5th, with the drums beating in the background, and the color, kind of the white color pouring over him. During the fight, there were colors flying everywhere, and Luffy laughing through the fight, which is just, oh, I love the way it's done. And then it goes completely silent. It's loud, and it's chaotic, and it's crazy, and then it goes silent. And then the hit. After they both transformed, once again, the art style shifted to match this fight. This time, the art style was more fluid. It was more colorful. Again, the camera was going crazy with the angles and how quickly it was following them once again. But I like that each fight seems to have its own individual art style. It was more muddy with the Blackbeard fight. It's fluid with this fight. And I'm just dying to get to the Kid and Shanks fight, and I want to see what that sequence is going to be like. I also really enjoyed getting Vegapunk's theory, his devil fruit theory, throughout the fight, adding to that intensity and that chaos, and you get the reveals alongside the action, which was really fun, and the whole thing culminated to Luffy just barely getting on the, what was it called? The hyper capsule, right at the last moment. Oh, it was just such a good sequence. The whole sequence. I can't remember if it was one episode or two, but it was so good. I only have a handful of episodes left, so I'm just gonna chill here and watch them until I have more to say, because that's the premise of this video. Okay, great, bye. Episode 117 was Bonnie's flashback. This was, or not Bonnie's flashback, but when Bonnie went into Kuma's memory. Oh my goodness. I think what hit me the most about this depiction of this time going through this memory is the voice acting. Kuma's voice actor was the childhood Kuma's voice actor was really amazing. Getting him this sort of squeaky, broken voice as he's being beaten and screaming, I'm sorry, over and over again. And at the same time, Bonnie is screaming, stop, stop while she's watching it happen, running to him, but not being able to get to him. And then cutting back to Kuma, who has just right before this flown from the Revolutionary Army to Mary Joa, or hit the wall in Mary Joa, and is climbing it while they're shooting missiles at him. And we're going back and forth between this flashback and him climbing the wall and them attacking him. And I'm just reminded of just like how dehumanized Kuma has been, the abuse that he's been put through in childhood and in adulthood. And I won't go into that too much because this is anime only video, but it just, the back and forth of these two things while I'm listening to Kuma scream out at first, telling them I'm sorry, and then begging them to kill him, and then crying out for help. It's like he went through any sort of interaction, any sort of way out, pleading, and then just to end it. And then when neither of those pan out, just anyone help me. It hit really hard, and I just wanted to do a quick check-in to just kind of, I don't know, process that for a second, because that was rough. Okay, I'm caught up. So there's several little things that I want to talk about here in these last few episodes. The Luffy Zoro Lucci Kaku team up was great in the anime. I love Luffy's doe-eyed trust, you know, when he's talking to them, and Lucci says, or no, it's Kaku. Kaku says, yeah, you can totally put the handcuffs back on us after we're done teaming up. We submit to you, no big deal. And Luffy's just like, yeah, all right, that sounds great. And the sound effect Luffy makes when Zoro punches him, just perfect. But the fight with the Seraphim, once again, the art style changed slightly. We also got the scene where Shaka was shot, and we got the reveal that in fact York is the whodunit, which it's so funny how different this experience has been reading week to week, and the whodunit plotline between it's someone in the lab and York is the someone. When you're reading week to week, that took so long. Like, this whodunit plot was so long. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it, but there were a lot of people that were like, I'm over it. Oh, to reveal it. Be done already. In the anime, it seems so short, and maybe it's because I binged the anime, and so it seems even shorter to me, but having watched all these episodes over the span of 2 days, I feel like it was like a blink of an eye and we were there, like, holy cow, how did this happen so fast? This should have been dragged out a little bit more. Which is funny because people always complain about the early One Piece anime dragging on and on. But shoot, as a week-to-week reader, this moved fast. Anyway, the fight between Kid and Shanks was extraordinary. One of my favorite things that I watched during this span, though there were several really fantastic scenes. But again, the art style changed, and I'm not an artist, so I don't have the vocabulary to, I can't analyze the art style changing each time like I'm sure many people can. This time it looked more grainy to me. It really matched what the fight was. Kid, his attacks involved collecting scrap and shooting, and I felt like the music really complemented that. It had this grungy sort of sound to it. Again, visually, there was so much happening in the colors and the movement, and Shanks's attack looked extraordinary. Then the added scene of Kid waking up and saying, we did it, we got it, we won the fight, we got the poneglyph, and he's celebrating. And then Kid's mask is broken, and then he's kind of hanging to the side a little bit, and then we realize that that's just a vision and that that's not reality. Oh man, that was such a good added scene. Very haunting, very, very good. And the Dory and Bragi doing the final hit, Shanks looked so intense there. I loved it. Oh, so good. It's so funny to me because when people were first commenting on my videos telling me, you gotta try manga, I really think you'll like manga. And I tried a few series and I was like, I just don't know. I just don't think it's for me. I'm not sure. And finally got hooked on One Piece. And then I tried some anime and I was like, I'm a manga reader. All right. I'm into it. I love these stories, but I'm really not much of an anime person. And then here I am, just a full-on addict. Just funny how things change. Anyway, I am going to keep up with this week to week now. I'm actually going to watch each episode, and I'm very excited about that. But now I'm going to go watch Attack on Titan.